Hello. First of all, I would like to thank the organizing committee of the Post-Medieval Archaeology Congress 2022 for accepting my dissertation, and I think it's a privilege to present my study in this congress. The online world has the power of changing the interests of the people, but the first thing is reaching to those people. Because of this, I did my dissertation on how to increase awareness and interest in the ancient heritage sites by the spatial design solutions in Turkey as to Italy. I'm Enis Ulman, and I'm a second year Master of Architecture student in Manchester School of Architecture. Before making the categorization, 143 papers were found to answer the research question, how to increase awareness and interest in the ancient heritage sites by the spatial design solutions in Turkey as to Italy. Categorization and limitation of this research was made by scanning the documents and two ways of using spatial design technologies which are either for documentation or for creating a digital experience for the heritage were found. With this categorization, the number of papers were limited to 43 documents. Then, during the literature review, 32 documents were cited. The reduction is mainly because of the new development in the technologies replacing the older information. To have an understanding on the current situation of archaeological sites and museums both in Italy and Turkey, 10 most visited ancient heritage sites and museums were found and focused on. To make a better comparison of the availability and the accessibility of digital data open to public use was compared between the countries. In the comparison, the year 2018 was selected because of the negative effects on tourism caused by COVID-19 pandemic starting in 2019. Here are the tables of Turkey that shows the number of visitors on the most visited archaeological sites on left and the museums on right. And here are the tables of Italy that shows the numbers of visitors on the most visited archaeological sites on left and the museums on right. In the overall comparison of museums in Turkey and Italy, there is not a significant difference between the numbers of visitors among the countries. But on the other hand, there is a more than 2 times difference between the visitor numbers for the archaeological sites. One of the main reasons causing the difference in numbers of visitors is the location of the sites. In Italy, 7 out of 10 of the ancient heritage sites are within the province city center. However, in Turkey, the closest ancient heritage site is 18.5 km away from the city center. The average distance to the province city center is 12.1 km in Italy and 46 km in Turkey. This distance difference to province center also supports the need of digital experience in Turkey to give people an idea on what to expect on the site and increase the interest. On the research, it is found that there are two main platforms widely used around the world for the virtual documentation and showcasing the museums and ancient heritage sites. These platforms are Google Arts and Culture and Matterport. Other than these, there are also small-scale works by individuals as well as big institutions for the same purpose, but these are mostly not open to public use. The comparison shows that on Google Arts and Culture platform for Turkey, there are only 14 collections made within the app by the museums, institutions, and users, but surprisingly, none of the collections are including any of the most visited archaeological sites or museums in Turkey. The app does not support the Turkish language yet, and is not widely used or known in Turkey. The collections made on the app are made by private museums in Istanbul only. As an example, here's the website of Peri Museum on Google Arts and Culture platform. On the other hand, many of the museums in Turkey uses the platform named Matterport or another program made by the Ministry of Culture. In 2021, there were 32 museums and ancient heritage sites that are available to visit from the website called Sanal Müze. When most visited museums and archaeological heritage sites are checked, only the first 3 of them were included in the system. After checking these museums, the biggest problem was lack of information included in the virtual tour. Currently, all three of these virtual museums are a combination of viewing 360-degree still images of the areas. When other museums are checked in the system, the ones that are created with the Matterport platform has higher quality viewing. Because of the high resolution of the 360-degree still images, reading the informative boards in the museum is possible. Different than the other system on the website, it is also possible to see all the museum in a single view and click to the places that a person wishes to see. In comparison, Matterport platform is much more interactive than the one made by the municipality, where additional information can be added as buttons, but the information added to the website was only in Turkish. Even though there are various examples of virtual tours, it is really hard to access these tours without knowing Turkish and knowing the website of the municipality. When names of the museums are searched in the format museum name virtual tour in Google, it is not possible to find the website. Even when the website of the museums are checked, there is no link that connects to the Sanal Müze platform in the websites of Ephesus Archaeological Site, Hierapolis Archaeological Site, and Göreme Archaeological Site in both English and Turkish versions of the websites. Furthermore, if one searches for the virtual museums in Turkish, other than the stated examples of Google Arts and Culture, Municipality Platform, and Matterport, another company was found. This company is Reotech, which is creating interactive rooms, screens, and experiences for the museums and shares these on its website. In Italy, for Google Arts and Culture platform, there are 171 collections made within the app. The most visited archaeological sites or museums of Italy are all readily existing in the platform. Same as the problem in Turkey, the app also does not support the Italian language yet, but is still widely used and known in Italy. The collections made on the app includes from small-scale galleries to well-known museums. Many of the collections are actively updated with the new exhibitions held in the museums. Like Turkey, the Italian Ministry of Culture has a website called Viaggi Virtuali, which is in Italian and has no English version. Again, similar to Turkey, some of the museums in the website are using the Matterport platform, such as Villa Medici di Petriaia. Other than the government website, users can still access the 360-degree still views through Google Maps in Italy. Users of the platform can directly access the museums with the street views on Google Maps and will directly have access to Google Arts and Culture platform from there. It is possible to click to the buttons to see detailed information about the objects in the museum. Different than the Turkey, it's possible to find the virtual tours just by searching name of the museum virtual tour on Google for the museums and the archaeological sites in Italy. There are various applications to create digital experience for the ancient heritage in Turkey, but in both the quality and the accessibility, Italy is in a better position. Recently, some new projects started by the municipality in Istanbul and in Izmir for restoring and resurfacing the ancient archaeological sites within the city borders. Even though there are international congresses, exhibitions, and fairs held for the ancient heritage in Turkey, the interest by the local people is far from expected. To regain the interest, it is possible to invest in video games, movies, shows, etc. based on the history of Anatolia. This can be achieved by funding a game company, which are already making games based on history. It's hard to create a game company from scratch. Some examples to this game idea can be given from Assassin's Creed and Total War games. Even though one time an Assassin's Creed game was partly based on Ottoman heritage, which was a game called Assassin's Creed Revelations, and it was set in 1450s. In the recently released game called Assassin's Creed Odyssey, that is based on ancient Greek world, which is in the geographical area of today's Greece and Turkey. Anatolia was left outside the map borders. In this game, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, it is possible to travel to the ancient cities, see the lost sculptures, and interact with the people. It's a near perfect experience for arousing the public interest on the ancient heritage. After playing this game, one can immediately have an interest to go and see the place in person. Another example of creating an experience can be given for the Chernobyl city. Before the release of the Chernobyl series on the television by HBO, most of the people that would visit there either played Call of Duty Modern Warfare, PUBG, or Stalker games, which are heavily inspired by the real Chernobyl and the events occurred there. In these games, the player experiences the city of Chernobyl and the aftermath. Even though it's not an ancient heritage site, it is a widely known place both because of these experiences and of course because of the catastrophic nuclear accident. Here is a photograph of deserted pool in Pripyat, Chernobyl, taken by me. And the same pool from Call of Duty Warzone, a computer game. And again, the same deserted pool in the PUBG, another computer game. After the release of Chernobyl series on television in July 2019, the public interest to city increased exponentially. In the news, it is reported as a 40% increase in the tours that cost around $100 per person, which is a tour that I have personally taken on 2nd of August 2018. This same idea can be applied to the ancient heritage in Turkey and Italy. The online world has the power of actually changing the interests of the people, but the first thing is reaching to those people. It is hard to achieve these only by doing very detailed documentations or surveys without creating an experience. This should be a challenge for designers to use the data obtained from documentations and surveys for creating an experience based on the ancient heritage. In conclusion, this academic research shows that in both of the countries, technologies such as 3D laser scanning and photogrammetry are widely used for the documentation and preservation of the ancient heritage sites. In Italy, these technologies are also widely used for creating digital experiences to show ancient heritage to the public. Even though there are high-quality virtual tours in Turkey, the amount of digital experiences available to public is far less compared to Italy. The virtual museum tour platform of the Municipality of Culture in both of the countries are only supporting the native language of the countries. But in Italy, because of the high amount of integration with Google Arts and Culture, the platform is still accessible in English, which is not the case in Turkey. The reason of less visitor numbers in Turkey can be explained as the archaeological sites being further away and less virtual experiences available to public. Other than using the online platforms, investments that can be made on other technologies such as video game industry and film industry can give the users an experience or ancient heritage, which can affect the public interest in a way that is not possible in online platforms or suggested. Finally, a continuous monitoring survey on people that visit the ancient heritage sites can be held to find the exact experience which made the visitors come to the site in person and understand if the efforts are changing people's perspectives. Finally, thank you for your attention. Here are my contact details. If you have any questions or any critics or any comments about my presentation, I'll be happy to hear them and try to answer them. Thank you.